saving up to 10 shots per round is possible. Follow this video, I'm gonna give you the key to do that.
Hold up.
So if you are a good golfer or if you are a complete beginner, you spend time, hours and money on driving range by hitting balls and balls and balls and try to hit it straighter and how to hit it longer and how to hit it better and whatever. But do you spend enough time on the putting green? Do you spend enough time improving your putting skill? I'm gonna give you 3 key aspects of putting that you should improve if you are an experienced golfer, and 3 essential key points to learn if you are a beginner. While putting, we have to think about 3 things, and 3 things only. How we strike the ball with the putter, the distance and the direction. That's it. Everything else is bullshit. You just need these 3 things here and improve them and train them and make it sure you own the game, and you're gonna own the putting green, and then you're gonna save a lot of shots during your round of golf. So the first skill that you need to improve in order to have better putt is just hitting the putter in the middle of the face every time. Okay, should be pretty easy. You should do it with every club in your bag, but of course we're gonna spend a lot of time at the driving range and try to hit the ball in the middle of the face and the sweet spot every time. But there you have a full swing, you have a lot of speed, and it makes it a little bit complicated. But with the putter should be a little bit easier because your movement is much less. So as I showed you already in the other video of 3 tips for improving your putting skill, I'm gonna leave it up here so you can watch it if you miss it. Your ball with a line on it. So this one doesn't need, because it's already marked like that from Titleist. This is the Titleist Pro V1X. And we have to align it with the line that we have here on the putter. Okay, I have a mallet putter here from TaylorMade, so it's a little bit longer and it's much easier to see, and it's of course longer due to the shape of the putter. But if you just have a blade, of course it will be shorter, but in the end you will have always a line. Or in other models you have the 2 line, so you have to put the ball in the middle of the 2 line. Or you have even these models with the balls on it, 1 ball or 2 balls, so we can just align the balls with your actual golf ball, and you have the same line, and you should hit every time in the middle of the face by hitting these balls and or the lines. So how to improve the strike? It's pretty easy. You take 2 tees. I usually put it, when I train it, uphill, straight to the hole, so I can putt a little bit harder, just to give myself a little bit of feeling of putting a little bit longer, because there we have just a putter distance, so it should be more or less 1 meter. And yeah, so I'm gonna take the line on the putter, on the ball, sorry. I'm gonna align to the middle of the hole, and then I'm gonna take my putter and put it just behind the ball. I already measured before, I didn't show you, but I measured before. The distance from the 2T is exactly a couple of centimeters, maybe, yeah, maybe half, 1 to 1 centimeter, depends on how hard you want to train it. Just more than the putter. So in my case, it's half centimeter left and right, so I have a half centimeter. Of course, if you struggle with that, start with bigger gate, so you can you add a little bit more march, and then as long as you're getting better, make it smaller, 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 smaller. And then of course you have some videos of Tiger Woods doing that with one hand. It's very little space between the tee and the putter, and yeah, of course, as you get better you can make it harder. So the idea of a good strike is keeping your eye up just above the ball. So if I take my putter and put it just on my eye, it falls just on the ball. That's for me the perfect line. My feet are wide as my shoulders. My weight is maybe 55 on the left and 45 on the right, but 50-50, it's a good deal. And then the most important thing to do to have a consistent and proper strike is by hitting the ball, just continue to look it at the spot where you are looking, so at the ball. Don't follow directly the ball with your eyes, and with your head, because there you're gonna move yourself a little bit. Even if you think I'm perfectly still, you're gonna move a little bit, and that makes the strike inconsistent. Anyway, once you hit the ball, there is absolutely nothing that you can do to move it away. So you can look, you can talk to the ball, you can scream to the ball. It will never change the line that you already took. So put the putter behind, take my grip, and then look, preferably hear the sound of the ball falling into the cup. That's the first skill to improve. For example, I'm gonna take my ball here at 3 meter because I want to start from 3 meter. I'm gonna learn two things by doing this putt. First of all, how much power do I need to get the ball next to the hole? And secondly, a little bit of direction, but that we're gonna see it afterwards. So for me, this exercise here is mostly for distance, for power control. So I'm gonna take my stance as I did before. Of course, I'm gonna try to aim to the hole, but in my head I'm gonna keep, I want to enter the 1 meter range. So I'm sure that with the second putt, I'm in. I'm gonna take my grip, I'm gonna do my putt. Okay, pretty good. It's 10 centimeters away, it's in. Good. And that I'm gonna do it from 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meter, 6 meter. But how to save in your mind which distance and which shot is pretty easy. You are at 3 meter, you make 1, 2, 3. You have 3 steps, you know that's 3 meters, and you know from 3 meters go this far, and you go back, and then you try on 4 meter. 4 meter, keep in mind 1, 2, 3, 4 meter. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more than 3, so I try to go over there and putt it. And just training by doing that until 10 meters, you will have a lot of 3 putts avoided on the golf course. Because most of people I see playing with the beginner guys is from 10 meters they make 3 or 4 putts. Okay, if you have a lot of slope and it's a different green, I will understand it, but here it's pretty straight. From 10 meters, you should be able to put it in the 1 meter range, and the 1 meter range you should be able to put it in with the second putt. That's it. You're gonna save at least 1 shot every time you're gonna be at 10 meters from the hole. And then of course came skill number 3, which is direction, reading the green. That's something that's, I think, for myself, impossible to explain to another, but there are a lot of thinkings like aim point, you have a lot of different categories of improvement skills that you can have in order to read better your green. But I go, for example, for myself, just on the feeling area. So I'm gonna feel it. For example, if I have to putt from here and my ball is just here and I want to go over there, I'm gonna use again the same principle as I did before. So first of all, I'm gonna walk over there and I'm gonna count how many steps I have from. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 meters. For me, it's a 7 meter putt. I check the green a little bit and it goes a little bit uphill. Uphill, so maybe instead of 7, I'm gonna play 8. Okay, I'm gonna play 8 tees as we did before. And then I'm gonna take the direction. Of course, I'm gonna mark the ball. I'm gonna put the line where I want it. So for me, this putt, it's very, very little left to right. So I'm gonna aim 1 ball, 1.5 ball left of the hole. And then I'm gonna try to hit the 1 meter putting zone or bigger hole that I did before. So take the line, put my putter just straight on the line with the ball, and then give an 8 meter putt. And that's again 10 centimeters away from the hole. So with the second putt, I'm gonna hold it every time. And then that's a little bit of free positioning. You can do it a little bit downhill, a little bit uphill, a bit left or right. You can try on your green, depending on the facility that you have. Just train from putting the ball everywhere and hold it in the 1 meter range around the hole. And these are the 3 fundamental skills that you need if you want to save at least 10 shots every round of golf. So that's it for this video tip. I thank you every one of you for watching these videos, and if you didn't already, please thumb up and subscribe to my channel. It's gonna help me a lot. Thank you very much, and see you next time for next advice.